Alright guys, I've had this TV for about 7 years now, so time for an upgrade. These here are all my failed attempts at trying to mount the TV the last time. Thankfully, I don't have to change anything over here. Now, since I am changing the TV, I'm also changing all the HDMI cables because these are not HDMI 2.0 cables. So I did pick up some braided Amazon Basic 2.0 cables. The TV is HDMI 2.0, not 2.1. So I need to figure out some better cable management for this. This is probably not a one-man job. Okay guys, I've cleaned up the desk as much as I possibly could. I moved all the power inside the desk, so you can see now the power is attached to the desk. I bundled up all the cables, so there's a lot less mess in terms of power cables now. And I can move this desk around pretty easily. I also put velcros on all the HDMI cables. The only kind of messy part is the VR system. I wish the VR system didn't have so many cables in it, but I'm in a pretty good state. This cable is the one that I use to connect to my camera, so that's going to be bundled up, kept on the side of the TV over here. And I think we are finally good to get this baby on. Alright, so we're good to go. It's already detecting the Xbox. Okay, cool. So let me just play with this for a bit and I will give you my thoughts soon. It's been a couple of days since I installed the TV. I must say, it is absolutely amazing. Checking out PS4 on this in HDR in 4K looks absolutely stunning. So I want to show you guys that a little bit and explain a few things about why I bought this TV, what I use it for, and we'll check out some games on this as well. Now, I've only played one game on this so far, and that's Days Gone on the PS4. It looks absolutely stunning with 4K HDR. So let me show you guys that, and then we'll check out a couple other games, and this will be my first reaction as well. And once we're done with the gaming test, I'll tell you a couple other cool features that this TV has and why I decided to go for the LG Nanocell 8600. So typically I game like this. I like to be really close to the TV. Now the HDR quality on this is absolutely mind-blowing. I was playing this game on my previous TV, which is a 1080p Samsung from 2014. And as soon as I switched to it, I could immediately tell the difference in quality. Not only is the resolution much higher, like you can see each and every blade of grass in this environment, like this looks absolutely stunning, but also the HDR quality of it. Just look at that light, it looks so good, and the way it illuminates everything. The other thing I absolutely noticed is the wider range of colors. Like even in the PlayStation user interface, the whole thing looks so much better. Like the blue levels in this, like it's slightly darker on this side, slightly lighter on this side. It wasn't really noticeable in my previous TV, and in this it's a lot better. And even the whole UI moving up to 4K, everything, like every single piece of text looks so crisp. And the other thing that I noticed as well is like, whoa. Let me take care of these guys.
like the quality of all the trees and the texture. And this is recording in 1080p, it's not recording in 4K, so you probably can't really see the detail in it, but at least you can maybe see the colors and the quality, the fidelity. Now you might notice over here is that part of the screen looks bright and the other side does not, in a black scene, and that's because of the dimming that they have on the screen. Like the higher versions of the screen has local area dimming, so you won't see that as much, and those will be better for HDR, but this is not bad. So just a quick look in the options over here. So if you go into options and go into display, you'll see the difference. So this is with HDR on and this is with HDR off. So now the TV automatically switches to non-HDR and this is what it looks like. So you can see it looks a lot more flat. Right? The colors don't pop as much, you don't see as much visible difference. So let's look at this light over here. So this flame that's in this barrel, okay? So this is with HDR off and now this is the same scene. So you can see there's more color in it, it looks less flat, all the environmental details pop. Like just look at the sky, it looks so good. Like you can see so many more shades of color in there, and I think that really makes a difference. It makes it feel a lot more immersive, and of course the 4K quality. This is not even like full 4K, it's checkerboard rendering, so it's actually probably doing a lower resolution, scaling it up like half of 4K and then scaling it up to 4K for this TV. The PS5 and the Xbox Series X is going to do native 4K 60 frames a second. This is 30 frames a second. So it should look even better than this. I can't imagine how. Like this already feels like a next gen upgrade to me. If you have a PS4 Pro or Xbox Series X and you're not connecting it to a 4K HDR display, you are doing yourself a disservice because the detail in this looks absolutely phenomenal. So let's go check out some other favorites of mine. We're going to check out Red Dead Redemption, Ghost of Tsushima, absolutely amazing game. I'm about 10 hours, 10-15 hours into Days Gone, but I finished Ghost of Tsushima, put more than 40 hours into that game. So I'm going to be checking out Ghost of Tsushima for the first time in 4K HDR. Now the sound quality on this TV is decent, it's not amazing. I would definitely recommend putting a sound bar. Actually this TV also has the functionality to connect your Bluetooth headphones directly to the TV. For some reason it turns off game mode on this, which does affect the way that the game looks and the response time from your controller. So, you know, I would not recommend using headphones with this TV while gaming using the Bluetooth because it does turn that off, and I could tell a visible difference within game mode and non-game mode. It makes the graphics look a little bit more jittery. This looks good, but I don't think it's a big difference from what there was previously. Let me see if it's running in 4K. I think it's running in performance mode. So let's, okay, in all honesty, this game does not look as good as Days Gone does. Days Gone looks absolutely phenomenal. Ghost looks amazing in certain situations. Let's move to somewhere in the map where it's a bit more pretty. Okay, here I do feel like the colors look more impressive and this sky looks fantastic in HDR. Yes, there is definitely a difference. And look at these particle effects over here. Okay, definitely higher fidelity colors for sure. This game is phenomenal, by the way. If you guys haven't checked out Ghost of Tsushima, one of my favorite games of this year. I actually preferred it to The Last of Us 2 as well, which I did play. And oh wow, that looks amazing. Okay, I take it back. Ghost of Tsushima, big difference. 4K HDR looks great. So this is it without HDR. Yeah, see the colors look a lot more like cartoonish. You can't see the difference between the sun and Jin, and you can see Jin is pretty fairly well lit as well compared to, like, he should be black right now. So let's check it out back in HDR. Especially here, you can see the difference in the color. Like it doesn't look as cartoonish. But still, this game doesn't look as detailed as Days Gone. I think Days Gone is looking a little bit better than this. Now let's check out, so right before Ghost of Tsushima I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So this is a game I'm curious to see because this is another beautiful game with lots of beautiful detail, and I haven't seen this yet in 4K HDR. So let's see what this looks like. Really looking forward to the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla, by the way. So I think that's going to be my day one purchase when my Xbox Series X comes in. And I did manage to get a PS5, by the way, finally. So that's coming soon, day one. I could only get my hands on the digital edition, but that's what I wanted anyway because, you know, I mostly download my games. If you like games like The Witcher or something, the new Assassin's Creed Odyssey is so much more like The Witcher than it is any previous Assassin's Creed game. So if you guys aren't into Assassin's Creed, I would still suggest check out Odyssey. I really hope, like, this is a really long loading screen. I'm sure that the new consoles have it improved, but it takes a while to load this game. This definitely, okay. So here I can definitely tell the difference between HDR and non-HDR. Even the character models and stuff in 4K looks so much better. There are a few, you also start noticing the more flat textures and stuff, like this rock over here doesn't look as good. I didn't really have a problem with it in 1080p, but now that it's in 4K, it does look a little bit low quality. And I can tell that there's like more color and detail and pretty much everything. It's really hard to describe more color, but you can see it. Trust me, you can see it. It's probably not showing in the video because the video doesn't do 10-bit color. This does, but you can see the difference between 10-bit color and 8-bit color. Okay, let's check out The Last of Us 2 now. This is graphically one of the best games that I played this year. I really enjoyed playing it as well, though it did get a lot of criticism, but I quite liked it. I thought it was a well done game. It's definitely not as good as the first part though. The first part was absolutely amazing. This part, it's a little divisive. I liked what they tried to do with the story over here. Didn't absolutely love the ending, but overall it was an amazing experience. Now let's see how it looks like in 4K HDR. The PS4 does sound like a jet engine, by the way, when this game is playing, and even when Days Gone is going on. So I hope they have better cooling in the PS5. I've heard it's better, but it better be better than this because this sounds ridiculously loud. Like Days Gone really hit me when I first switched because I was in the middle of playing that game in 1080p, and then when I switched to 4K HDR, it was just like, whoa. I just like worn glasses for the first time or something, and I'm seeing things in a different light. These other games, because it's been a while since I've played them, are not impacting me as strongly as that did. This again, you can tell the difference between 4K. I can't really tell the HDR effect on this. It definitely looks better than when I was playing it on my previous TV, but how much better is hard to tell. Character models look more detailed. There's nothing yet that I can see that's really like making me feel like this looks really HDR. As I said, if I probably played this back to back with or without HDR. Okay, let's just have a look with and without. Okay, so this is the scene. Wow, okay, that's a big difference. Like, look at this. Yeah, like it looks so dark. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Everything looks so much better with the HDR effect on. Oh, it's been a while since I played Red Dead. I think I still have it. Red Dead Redemption by far, I think, still the champion when it comes to like graphical fidelity. What? There's a 9 GB update for this thing, but already with the splash screen, I can see the extra colors. Like it looks so vivid. I completely forgot all the controls of this. Okay, this looks absolutely amazing. 4K, HDR. I'm sure there's not native 4K again. It doesn't look native 4K, but when you're this close to the TV, you can actually tell. I think I need to play Red Dead Redemption again, man. This game was so good. Right, this looks amazing. Not that it didn't look amazing on a 1080p TV, but this looks absolutely fantastic. So overall, 4K HDR looks amazing. Some of the reasons why I bought this particular TV. So this is the Nanocell TV. So the Nanocell TVs have a higher range of colors than the regular LG TVs. So they're kind of like their premium LCD TVs. Now this TV over here I got for 3,000 dirhams. And this is a 2019 model. The new one is the Nano 86. This is the SM 8600 from 2019. They're almost identical TVs. Both do 120 frames a second. So this is a 120 Hertz display. But this doesn't have HDMI 2.1 and it doesn't have VRR. VRR is variable refresh rate. So it will sync with your game console and make sure the frame rate of the TV and the game console is the same. It avoids things like screen tearing, especially at higher frame rates. HDMI 2.1 allows a frame rate up to 4K, 120 Hertz, but this TV, because it's HDMI 2.0, it supports up to 4K 60 Hertz or 1440p at 120 Hertz. The Nano 86 was about 25% more expensive, almost 4,000 dirhams for the same TV. So I decided to save the cash, get this. I hope I don't regret it, but this also does 120 frames a second. I just won't be able to do it at 4K. Now, I'm the kind of gamer who prefers graphics over frame rate any day. Even in the new consoles, in the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, you're not going to be able to do 4K with high fidelity graphics at 120 frames a second. That's just not going to happen. Some of the top graphics cards right now can't do that. If I want to see what 120 frames a second looks like, I can do it at 1440p at 120 frames a second on this TV. Most of the time, I'm guessing I'm going to go for the graphics option, which has all the ray traced reflections and all that stuff. That's probably going to be at 4K 30 or 4K 60 frames a second. So this TV is going to do that, no problem. This TV also has a specialized game mode, so it'll automatically detect which console you have plugged in and switch into game mode automatically for you. So you don't have to dig into the settings and stuff. In fact, when I connected my PS4, it knew it's a PS4. It changed the HDR settings on it, a game HDR, game mode for the TV to reduce response time. And so everything kind of auto sets up for you, which is amazing. I was looking at the Samsung TVs as well. The Samsung TU8000 is similarly priced to this, but I much prefer LG's user interface because they have this magic air mouse. I have a 75-inch LG in the living room as well, and this LG WebOS operating system I think is one of the easiest to use, and it's super simple. Like they have Netflix, OSN. I think the app support for this operating system, this TV operating system, is one of the best, easiest to use. You have all the apps, you have all the integrations for pretty much any streaming service, Netflix, YouTube, OSN, whatever you use in Dubai as well. It's all available on LG's WebOS system. Now these TVs, the 2019 models onward, also have support for Apple devices. So this TV supports not only AirPlay 2, which means that you can stream anything from your phone directly to this TV. Let me just show you guys real quick. The LG 65 TV, Studio 65 TV, that's what I've named it. It shows up. I can just click on it and it's going to switch over here to a view of my phone. So it works really well. This TV also supports HomeKit integration. So you can actually control this TV with 3 assistants. So you've got Alexa integration, you've got Google integration as well, and HomeKit integration with Siri. So you can do things like if you have set up your HomeKit to like walk into your house, or when you leave this room, it'll automatically turn off all the lights and the TV for you. So it's got all these cool smart integrations for your TV system as well. So there are a couple of reasons why I have this TV in my studio. The first is to play games, of course. I've been a gamer for many, many years, and I've already pre-ordered the Xbox Series X and the PS5. So as you guys might know, I'm really into my games. So this TV is going to be really good for that. The second thing I use it for is watching Netflix or YouTube once in a while. I don't have any satellite set up on this. And the third reason I use it for is as a camera monitoring tool. So like I use this as a screen to monitor. So I have this like cable tucked away over here. As you can see, nice Velcro bits on it. And I just plug it into my camera like this. And now you can see what I see when I'm filming myself. And having the 65-inch TV is much easier to monitor. This will also do a 4K output. I don't generally record in 4K, but when I was watching some of my vlogs on this TV, I could tell the quality difference. I watched my review of the Samsung Galaxy Fold, and then I watched MKBHD's review of the Samsung Galaxy Fold, and I was like, wow, okay, I need to start shooting in 4K. So maybe I will start shooting. All my cameras are capable of 4K, so it's just editing it is a pain. But I am thinking of starting to shoot all these videos in 4K as well. So it's much easier to see what exactly I'm framing over here. It's much easier to look at this stuff while I'm recording. So that's the third reason I bought this TV. It's got some really cool integrations in it as well. So like as soon as I plugged in the PS4, not only did it set up the display for the PS4 with HDR and all that, but it also allowed this remote control to be used as a universal remote for the PlayStation. So I can actually control the PlayStation using this remote. Which I thought was awesome. I have the original Xbox One over here. Doesn't support 4K, doesn't support HDR. You know, honestly, it looks a little bit worse. If you're sitting back on the couch, it's fine. Now, if I had a lot of cash, what I would have done is probably gone for the LG C10 OLED. And the OLED is definitely going to look better than this. The blacks don't look quite as deep as they would on an OLED, that's for sure. And also, you're going to get that 120 Hz refresh rate, 2.1 HDMI, all the bells and whistles. Especially if you want to connect a PC to that kind of system, you're going to get a lot more benefit of the 120 Hz display. And the OLEDs cost like double or maybe 1.5 times the price of this. If you guys want to buy a TV that's, you know, last year's model, it's probably going to have almost all the exact same features as this year's model. You'll probably save like 20 to 30%. So I was waiting for the Nano 86 to come out. And as soon as it did, this TV cost 4,500 dirhams when I was researching it 3-4 months ago. Right after the Nano 86 launched, this came down to 3,000 dirhams. So that's a huge drop in price. So definitely very happy with the TV. I'm looking forward to get my Xbox Series X and my PS5. If you guys are interested in gaming, I'm going to be doing reviews of both those consoles coming soon. So if you guys like this video, hit that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to watch more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.